After 2 weeks at a family member's house, we are heading out and going to New Mexico. It was nice because we got to stay here over Christmas and New Year's, so that encompassed our birthdays as well, and had a really good time. Back on the road. Our first stop on this trip was a quick one-nighter in Hatch, New Mexico, where we stopped at Icebox Brewing. Icebox Brewing is a Harvest Host location. They have another location in Las Cruces that is also a Harvest Host location. We stopped in for beer and a pizza to support the business. The beers we had were fantastic. I had a Hatch Chili beer that was delicious. It's sort of a lighter beer, and it didn't have a real spicy flavor. What it did have was a salted rim that had some spice salt on it, and it was really good. Before making our way to Lake Havasu, we also stopped at Catalina State Park in Tucson, Arizona. We happened to pick a day where there was someone doing a steel drum concert in the park, and so we got to listen to a little bit of Van Morrison while we were there. From Catalina State Park, we made our way into Lake Havasu to volunteer at Bash, but then also to take part in it. Bash is our first really big rally, and so we were a little bit nervous. We didn't know what to expect, but we had a really good time. We'll go through a lot of what Bash had to offer, but do you think you could make it through a full week at a big party without power and water? We took the challenge and had a lot of fun doing it. We volunteered at Bash, so we ended up with an entire week ahead of the rally where we were on site. So we had almost 14 days without power. The 800 watts of solar that we have on our roof helped us out through that entire week. I think when we left, we were at about 25%, and that was after a couple of cloudy days. The rest of this will go through the variety of activities that are available at Bash, including daily speakers that happen about every hour or so, entertainment at night, food trucks, and all kinds of community events and great games. So right behind me has been our home for nearly 2 weeks now. We are leaving in 2 more days, but this week we were at Xscapers Bash in Lake Havasu, Arizona. Bash is part of Escapees, but it's a subgroup called Xscapers. This is generally people of working age, but what we found out while we were at Bash is it's also for like-minded people, not necessarily just an age group. While there were a ton of speakers, we only went to the ones that we had some interest in. That's kind of the benefit of a large rally like this, is that you can pick and choose what you want to go to, and you can do it when you have time. We went to a talk about boondocking, particularly boondocking on BLM land, and learned about how people are moving around the country inexpensively, as well as how to kind of survive long-term off-grid like that. The folks that did the talk, Adventure Endeavor, talked about their water bladder that they carry around, and I can't remember exactly how big it was, but it's like hundreds of gallons. That's not for us, but it was really cool to see. We went to a couple of talks that Christine from Irene Iron Travels put together about nutrition, health, exercise, all those kinds of things. One of the things that Emily did basically right after that is bought some like exercise bands. We carry weights with us, but sometimes those bands are easier for working out inside. The other thing we found out during that talk is the 12,000 steps we take on average every day is pretty high up there for like how active people are. If you're an Escapees member, you're probably already aware that the company was purchased by Harvest Host last year. We attended 2 talks. One was really the benefits that are afforded to you as an Escapees member. And then we went to a talk that was hosted by some of the higher up leadership at Harvest Host to talk about the takeover and some of the things to come. During the Harvest Host talk, we found out that they were going to combine everything into a single web portal starting in early March. That announcement just came out about a week ago now, and we're excited to see that happen.
Feedback on that specific topic and some really good ideas. And so as you all have ideas that you would like to see, I know there will be a survey that goes ideas, please, add that when there's the question to ask, is there anything else? Because we want to listen, we want to hear and read your ideas, so please keep them coming.
And the cool thing about that was, right afterwards, the leadership from Harvest Toast invited us over to their trailer where they were serving beer, which was nice. The last talk of note was open roads. And open roads was really cool because that's where we found out a couple of things. So number one, if you're interested in open roads, but you're worried about doing your social or anything like that, starting this year, you don't have to give them a social security number anymore. The other really cool part about it is you no longer have to link it directly to a bank account. You can link it to a credit card. There's some additional fee for utilizing the credit card versus the bank account, but generally that makes it a little bit more enticing for folks that haven't wanted to do it in the past. The other thing they talked about was their toll pass partnership. If you've watched our channel, you know that I am very frustrated with toll passes in the US, and their toll pass essentially works everywhere in the US minus one road, which is the Mackinac Bridge. We were a little disappointed that Open Roads did their talk remotely via like Zoom, because we really would have liked to have purchased that transponder while we were there. The good news is we're going to see them hopefully at Xscapade in Tucson in about a month. Some of the other talks we attended were one on the Utah National Parks. We attended one about traveling to Mexico, and we went to one regarding BLM land. That was a little bit more focused on BLM in and around Lake Havasu, so it wasn't really that informative for us. Okay, now we're moving on to some of the entertainment. Overall, there were really good options all week long. One of the cooler things was the all-day lot crawl. So the way this works is each section, there's like a family section, general section, party section, solos, and solar. I think that's all of them. Each section has a time where they stand outside of their trailers and they serve food or drinks or whatever they want, and you get to go meet people and see what they're traveling in. We had a really good time with this. We served jambalaya, and I think within about 20 minutes, we were completely out of food. So we closed up shop and walked around a little bit. One evening was dedicated to each area having kind of a block party of their own. So we got to go meet some of the other folks in solar section that night, some of the folks that we hadn't met, I guess, and kind of just gather around as solar RVers, whatever you want to call that. One of the cooler parts of staying in the solar section is that there are no generators allowed, so it was really quiet there. But I will say that traveling kind of in and around the whole park, not a lot of people were running generators the whole time. It was kind of few and far between. So I don't know that it would really matter what section you stayed in. Several of the attendees, though not part of like the overall entertainment, offered and went up on stage and played music for us, and that was a really good time. Some of the folks got up there and played a lot of really great songs that I really enjoyed.
I wish that I could go along. Baby, don't get me wrong. You know you're bright as the morning, soft as the rain, pretty as the vine.
Xscapers Got Talent was a really good time, and we got to watch someone balance a fire pit on their chin. I don't know that I would attempt that, but I have a buddy that used to balance all kinds of things on his chin when I was in college. I know I'm going to miss one here, but we had a couple of really great bands come in and play for us. We had Atlas Falls from Rock Springs, Wyoming, a band called Light Bright from the Las Vegas area. And there were two others that I don't quite remember the name of, though I'm sure if someone was at Bash, I'll get knocked over the head for not remembering the name of the duo band. And I know it's Crows, but I'm not going to remember the full name. Anyway, they were all a lot of fun. There was a margarita showdown, and then there was a mac and cheese contest. Emily participated in the mac and cheese contest. She made a hatch chili bacon macaroni and cheese. It was delicious. It was so much fun and just kind of incredible how it all happened. I've got like a little time lapse, hopefully, that I'm putting in right here that's kind of fun to watch where, I mean, it's just a rush of people coming in. There's a ton of other things that happened while we were there that I either just don't have video of or we didn't attend. but so many great offerings just to keep yourself entertained the entire time. Is really well put together for taking up your time. This is our first time at Bash, so what I know is this year there was a barbecue night and there was a taco night where food was provided for everybody. On other nights where their food wasn't provided, there were food trucks out that had really good things. We went to the crepe food truck as well as the corn dog food truck, and I think one other one some night. All of them were pretty good, but a little pricey. As I understand it, Xscapers Olympics is one of the things that people look forward to every year. Everyone dresses up in a onesie, they create teams, and then they compete in 5 or so different games to basically dominate everybody else. Emily and I didn't participate this year. We were having fun just kind of watching. Emily and I are walking up to
Lake Wednesday for the Xscapers Olympics.
Xscapers Olympics. This is not my natural hair,
No,
but it is wonderful.
it is.
It's just super hot.
No.
No, it's hot like warm. It's sweaty. Okay, so we're heading up there now. But when we go back, we'll probably try to join a team. While I couldn't possibly cover everything that the rally had to offer in this video, that was a lot of the stuff that we did while we were there. Do you think you would have enjoyed it? Would you have survived? Do you want to, or are you planning to attend rallies? Have you attended Bash before? We have 2 other large rallies that we're going to this year. The first one is Xscapade. We decided to go there just because we're in the area. So we'll be heading to Tucson in a couple of weeks here. And then in August, we're heading to Airstream International Rally in York, Pennsylvania, which we are really excited for after meeting up with the Big Bend, Florida Airstream group in late last year. We're excited for both, not just for what they offer in entertainment and things like that, but also to meet up with friends that we've made or make new friends along the way. If you're interested, take a look at a few of our other RVing videos. Thanks for watching.